Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to make this quick and short, considering I'm going to be going live again in 1 hour. So I need to get this quickly shared out, so you guys have the report and know exactly what the hell's going on as far as it comes to the DFL. I'm gonna have to talk to Brandon Ace again about Bill O'Brien. Alright, anyway, let's get into this real quick and make this short and sweet. Let's go into the standings. You guys want to know who's standing where? Going into the AFC North, we've got the Aviators at the top of the division at 3-1. The Mounties and the Cougars sit at 3-2, and the Beats are 2-2. This is a close division. Holy hell. You see right here, two high scoring teams. The Beats had a rough schedule to start. Only 66 points allowed here by the Aviators. A lot going on here in the North Division. Going into the South Division, you've got the Armadillos at 3-2. The Dreadnoughts 3-2. And the Bison 3-2, which is absolutely insane. And then the Voyagers are 1-3, coming off their first win. So, and the Voyagers are starting to build a team. I don't know how competitive they're going to be going forward, but they're building in the right direction. Let's put it that way. So this division is wide open. It is anyone's freaking guess as to who's going to win this daggone thing. So it's going to be fun watching the South going forward. Going to the East, Wizards 5-0. 5-0, ladies and gentlemen, the only undefeated team remaining in the Dynasty Football League. Then the Bulldogs 3-2, the Steamers are 3-2, and the Shamrocks are 2-2. And the Shamrocks have now won back-to-back games, so they're headed in the right direction. So the East looking interesting, but the Wizards sit atop undefeated. And then the West Division, the Elks and the Red Dragons both sitting at 4-1. The Riverhogs are 2-2, and the Miners are 2-3. Now I need to give you guys a quick update on the Sacramento Miners. This team will only be here for the season. I found them an owner. He's fully dedicated into correcting this team. He's fully dedicated to making this team right, and he put some time and effort into the team this past week. I'm not getting into all the details again, but long story short, do not want to call them the Miners. He's relocating them to Mexico City, and they will be known as the Diablos next season. So Mexico City Diablos will be entering the West Division. What's going on, James? So Sacramento Miners are going to be just for the season, and then they become the Mexico City Diablos. So going to the straight top of the heap here. Oh shit, here we go. AFC. This is going to be your waiver wire order, so you guys know. Voyagers get first dibs on the waiver wire. Excuse me for yawning because it's been a long night and morning already. Yeah, I got the Madden update. Miners are 2-3, Shamrocks 2-2. You know, not matter in the divisions or the records, but Voyagers, Miners, Shamrocks, Riverhogs, Beats, Bison, Dreadnoughts, Armadillos, Cougars, Mounties, Steamers, Bulldogs, Aviators, Red Dragons, Elks, Wizards. So obviously the Wizards have the best record, so they're the last in line. You know, since James is here, he's got the 4th best team in the league right now. So he will be picking 13th when the waiver wire comes. Gonna have to make me some coffee because at 4 o'clock Eastern I'm going live with some International Championship Wrestling. Alright, now 3-game winning streak indeed, James. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for a week 6. Got some very interesting games. I was looking this over. Dreadnoughts are at the Shamrocks, so this is a game obviously I'm going to be streaming. The Mounties are at the Cougars, and ladies and gentlemen, this is a divisional game, and not only is this a divisional game, this is two brothers, twin brothers at that are going to be doing battle. It's going to be quite the interesting situation. So that's the second game I'll be airing this week. The third game, Bison at the Voyagers. This game has some interest to me and should to you guys as well, because the owner of the Bison is Mr. P. If you guys are familiar with Mr. P, you know exactly who that is. Well, before Mr. P became the owner of the Oklahoma City Bison, he played for the Houston Voyagers. And when he took over the Bison, the Voyagers had to trade Mr. P to the Bison, and they ended up getting an actual higher ranked player. But this is a former player versus his old team, and he wanted out of Houston because, in his words, they're not headed in the right direction. So if he can't beat the Voyagers, oh boy. All right, the Bulldogs get to play the Vikings. Therefore, it'll be a default victory for the London Bulldogs, so they'll get the W in that one. Riverhogs are at the Red Dragons, so this game will be aired. This right here is a 3-1 Aviators team against a 4-1 Elks team. This game has a huge impact on the league already this early in the season, and I'm highly interested in this game. It's going to be quite the game. Like I said, both teams are really starting to head in the right direction, so it's going to be fun there. Then you got the Beats at the Miners. These are two teams starting to turn the corner. Which one's turned the corner the fastest and the most? I'm going to have to go with the Beats, because their owner has been with them since jump. The Miners owner's just now getting with his team, and it might take him an extra couple weeks to really get his team going. So hitting the Miners now is perfect for some teams. If you hit them guys in 2 to 3 weeks, it might be, oh boy. Then you got the Armadillos at the Wizards. 2 weeks ago, I might have said the Armadillos would beat the hell out of the Wizards, but right now, the Wizards just look too good. The defense is too great, and Haran, their defensive end, is an absolute monster. Probably the best defensive player in the entire league right now. The guy is just sacking people like there's no tomorrow. So a good slate of games coming up in week 6. Now it is 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so I'm going to give everybody until 2 o'clock tomorrow to submit any waiver wire moves, and we'll go over the free agents then. In fact, we'll do that here right after I go into these stats and whatnot, so you guys know who's free agent and who's not. Going into the team stats. Alright, number 1 offense in the league belongs to the Red Dragons. And then you've got the Bison at number 2, Bulldogs number 3, Armadillos 4, Wizards are 5, Miners 6, Cougars 7, Dreadnoughts 8, Steamers 9, Mounties 10, Elks are 11, Beats 12, Voyagers 13, Aviators 14, Riverhogs 15, and the Shamrocks 16. I apparently didn't know how to count. Look at this. Aviators 3-1. That low down in offense. That tells you guys one thing. They got a defense. You better watch out. So that is your total offense. But let's take a look. Total yards game, actually. Let's take a look total offense. Man, I was on the wrong thing. Now let me do this better. Jeez, I thought I clicked over far enough. That's on me. Total offense. Here we go. This does not count. Total offense. Number 1 is the Red Dragons. Now they may be better. Who knows? Then Bulldogs are 2. Bison 3. Wizards 4. Jesus. Armadillos 5. Mounties 6. Cougars 7. And then the Miners 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. And 16. Very interesting. It's a shame that the game stats aren't true stats. What do you mean, James? It's a shame the game stats aren't true stats. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Please explain. Alright, number 1 pass team in the league is the Armadillos, then the Bulldogs, Miners, Bisons, Cougars, Steamers, Wizards, Beats, Red Dragons, Dreadnoughts, Mounties, Voyagers, Riverhogs, Elks. I can't believe the Aviators are 15th. I love their quarterback. And the Shamrocks, only 577 passing yards in 4 games is not where you want to be. Now, number 1 rush team in the league. Holy hell, that's 252 more yards. Red Dragons got a hell of a running game. I did not realize their running game was that impressive. And we're just going to click through this. You guys can see where you're at. Know what you may or may not need to do. My running back had 2 touchdowns yesterday. When you forced to win, the stats change. When you force wins, if two, how do I want to say this? If a game is played and advanced, those stats are saved. They get locked in. If I have to force a win for a team playing a computer team, it's that's not accurate. Some people think if you force a win during the schedule, that it changes the entire stats of every team. That's not accurate. $258 rushing yards in 4 games for the Voyagers. Not exactly that great. We'll figure it out though. Alright, points per game. Dreadnoughts last in the league. Holy crap, but we're going to go to the top. Red Dragons number 1 in the league in points. I'm going through this. Wow, look at this. Look at the Voyagers. 3rd highest scoring team in the league. But are 1-3. No. They do not. We'll check that out here in a second, James. Let's see if we can check that out. Maybe you know something I didn't know, or maybe you heard something that is actually accurate. We'll check that out as soon as we go through the defensive stats. We'll look at it. See if we can pull up the box score. Alright, number 1 defense, Mounties. The number 1 defense belongs to the Mounties. Then the Shamrocks are number 2. Can you believe that? The Shamrocks have the number 2 defense. Then the 3, 4. There's that. I'm telling you about the Aviators. Might not have the greatest offense, but their defense is ridiculous. And right there, they sit 4th. Voyagers are 5th. Explain to me how this team is 1. I don't get it. And look at this Wizards team. Undefeated. Look how far down the list they're at. This is 16. Worst team in the league defensively. 15, 14, 13, 12. Alright, number 1 pass defense. Still, it's the Mounties, Shamrocks, Voyagers. Jeez. You know what? This might be misleading because they get so far behind teams running them. So we'll see where they're at rushing wise. Going down the list here. Worst team against the pass is the Bison with 1441. Good grief. Alright. Best rushing defense belongs to the Aviators. Now you see who's not on the front of the screen right away. Not the Shamrocks, not the Voyagers. Like I said, I think those numbers were misleading because teams are running against them late in games to kill the clock. And there you see the Voyagers. Oh, but the Wizards are the 15th defense against the rush. Wow. Alright, let's look at this. 22 sacks by the Wizards is absolutely insane. And then they have 7 interceptions with the Miners and the Bison. Very interesting. Alright. I'll go into some player stats here momentarily, but I want to check on what James was saying. I should be able to see it by going into the schedule. Go to week 5. Aviators beat the Mounties 21-3. Box score. Player stats. Rushing, 2 touchdowns. Pruitt, 140 yards. Exactly what he had. What was changing, James, was guys. Remember, if you remember the first, was it the first 2 or 3 weeks of our dynasty? Games were not saving properly. The dynasty mode would crash, and when the dynasty mode crashed, and I had to force wins and then advance it. That was happening, but once they patched it and fixed it, that's gone away. And that went away. That might have been what you were thinking about. I still can't believe this shit. 8 sacks in that game. That is out of control. So, but yeah, that was happening the first few weeks. Whatever happened in the game didn't really happen with the advance because I had to force win everybody that won, which absolutely sucked. Alright, let me go into these individual stats. Yeah, we're good now. The game doesn't crash anymore, so we're straight up alright on that. Alright, to the AFC. The Miners quarterback, #1 in the league in freaking pass yards. That's the Wizards, and I'm just going to go through the list. And remember, anybody you see with hashtags on either end, or not hashtags, hyphens on either end of their name, those are real players. Some of these guys down here got to play before they picked up human players, so like they were really high on this guy, or the Bulldogs, and then they got their human player. So you can see where you guys rank. Let's see who's the #1 guy. I think it is still Irons, the #1 guy in the league with touchdown passes. Yeah, and I think he also leads interceptions. Yeah, Irons leads in everything. It's insane. Alright, going to the rushing stats. It is a tie. Caleb Jefferson and Avery Reddick both with 381 yards, and Jefferson with the much more impressive numbers. So many less carries. Klein, I'm still impressed by Klein being this high, because he's a 70 overall running back and he is this high. Crazy. And by the way, congratulations to the Red Dragons finally getting Avery Reddick in the end zone last week. Sheesh. Here's Brandon Cuevas, our best human running back. 5 touchdowns, 344 yards. Cuevas has been a good running back in the league. I'm going to continue to go down the list here, and you guys can find your guy. Look at that. Pruitt had 140 yards, and he only has 284 on the year. That's crazy. That shows you only had 144 yards going into that last game, which means he really stepped up this past week. Greg Lawrence, he's starting to come into his own. Look at this. Another Red Dragon running back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, they have 2 guys in the top 10. That's crazy. That shows you how much they run the football. Then you got the Steamers, Cougars, and then there's their quarterback. Are you kidding me? No wonder they're #1 in rush. That kid right here is really starting to come together too. He just recently joined the Beats, and he's starting to get it together. 5.4 average, geez. Don't need to go any further. Receiving. Let's check who's got the most receptions. It is Ricky Smith, the tight end. Look at these tight ends. 3 out of the top 4 guys are tight ends, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to receptions. I gotta take a note. I just now realized Will Fraser does not have his thing. That is a human player. No, it's not. Wrong name. I'll be alright. I thought that was a human player. I'm wrong. Never mind. I'm an idiot. Alright, #1 in the league receiving wise. Deion Quinn, Orlando Bates, Fraser, Drummond, McLean, Cleveland. Cleveland started out hot. Now he's starting to slow down. This man right here, Lucius West, said he was going to win MVP. Well, he still has a chance, but he's going to have to start getting it together. Only 1 touchdown. I'm only going to go down a list so many people, and then we're going to check touchdowns. There's Twitchy, baby. Alright, let's check touchdowns. Who's leading the league in touchdowns? Daniel White, Madison, and Cal. And this is crazy because this guy right here is now the backup. They picked up a human tight end. He's now the backup. That's absolutely insane. I'm not worried about the blocking. Alright, we're just going to see the top part here as far as tackles and stuff. But I'm mainly here to see the sacks. Let's see who's got. 8 sacks by Eddie Herron. And then there's Mac Hall with 5. And I said it during the game, DeMarcus Still is a beast during the the Mounties game. And there you see it. He's like everywhere. And leading the league in interceptions is Trayvon Moore, Alexander Crocker, and Franklin Irving, each with 3. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am now going to go show you the top free agents available, and then we're going to wrap this stream up. By the way, when this gets updated and we start seeing players of the week is the only thing, we're going to go after this. So once this is gone, we can start watching the MVP race. We can really start talking about some things. Oh, and right here, how you have 14 players to negotiate with, Red Dragons. At week 8, when that week is over, I am going to contact all owners. I'm going to talk to you privately, owner by owner. We are going to go in here, and I'm just going to bring up the Red Dragons because that's who I happen to be on. And I'm going to give you your player. And I'm going to tell you his situation. And then you can submit a contract offer to these players. Anybody you see on this list that has hashtags, hyphens, that's going to get corrected. They're automatically on 4-year contracts. Like here it says Bo Davis. I have to go into his character and upgrade his contract for 4 seasons. I have to go into Pringle, update his for 4 seasons, because all human players were given 4-year contracts. So I did not get to that yet with all the players. So those will be removed and those will get taken care of. But everybody else, you're going to get the opportunity to negotiate with them following week 8. Then you get one more time to negotiate with them, and that is after week 17. So you get to do it halfway, and at the end of the season, whoever you retain, you retain. Whoever you lose, you lose. That's just the nature of the beast when it comes to this, because that's what we agreed on. That's what we're going to do. I personally am thinking maybe we ought to change it. And I was thinking about doing it every 5 weeks. We'll figure it out. But this season, that's where it is. Everybody's going to be in the same playing field, so nobody's at a disadvantage. All right, I'm going to show you again. The top 7 players appear on the screen. I'm not scrolling through. If you want to know more, let me know. You have until 2 o'clock tomorrow to submit to me all your free agent waiver wire moves. Ladies and gentlemen, to your free agent pool we go. Alright, to the quarterbacks. This right here, he's never gotten on a team yet. This is Feck's quarterback. Feck's quarterback is not on a team. So if you have a computer player, quarterback, let me know. We'll get him on a team. This is Feck's quarterback. And I'm not going to lie, Feck, if you pick this up and you hear this, the main reason why I have not rushed to put you on a team is you don't really show up to many of the football games. That's the only reason, buddy. Alright, moving to the running backs. Oh, and real quick, if you have a computer quarterback and you pick him up, he becomes an 82 overall. His numbers will get boosted to become an 82. And what I do is I go speed, I bump it 3, I bump it 3, bump it 3, meaning this becomes 79, 84, 80, 80, 68. And then once I'm done bumping every statistic 3, if he is not an 82 overall, I go back through, bump everything up 2 until he hits 82. If that still don't work, we go back and bump everything up 1 point at a time, 1 point at a time, 1 point at a time. So hopefully you guys understand that. And I backed out of there like a jackass. Let me go back in there and get to those damn running backs. But that's what we did with every human player in the game. So here we go. Your running backs. Fullbacks. Wide receivers. Like I said, right now I'm thinking most teams are pretty much locked in. They're going to roll with what they've got. A lot of guys are hurting for cap, and I will go through and give you guys your cap space because I know some guys ask me that, and I can only do that, I think, in the trade. But I'll let you guys see it so you know who's where financially. It's always a good thing to have. And don't forget, you guys are running out of weeks for trades if you're interested in trades. So I know somebody might say, man, I really need a left tackle, but there's no left tackle in free agency. Is there anybody in the process of trading one, moving one? Who's out there? What can I get my hands on? Don't be afraid to ask. You know, that's how we got the one trade that was taking place not that long ago. The owners were fishing for answers, and I was able to fulfill it for them, and they made a deal. Archibald. Yeah, linemen are, sheesh, not that great. I do want to give you guys an update on the draft board so you know what we're doing with that. Some guys don't seem to understand what's going on with that. This way you guys know, and make sure I cover it. So please stay tuned for that. I'll be going over that right after this, and then we're going to wrap the stream up. Right tackles, again, there's not much available as far as these positions go. You're pretty much locked in with what you've got unless you make some trades. Now to the defensive side of the ball. Going on, Hal? And we're just going to quickly go through the kickers and punters. You guys can pause it as you need when you go look, because I don't think anybody's picking any of these guys up. They've been here all season. Alright, now let you guys know what's going to happen with the free agent. Going to go into scouting here. Alright, now as you can see, everybody's got all this information locked in, whatever. What I'm planning on doing is at the bottom of the screen, you can see it says select quick scout, add to board, edit players, back. I will eventually be hitting that L3 button. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to legitimately take every single position that's in the game, and I'm going to go to wheeldecide.com. and I'm going to spin the wheel. Whichever position I land on is the position I'm going to go to. So, sake of argument, we'll just start with Johnny Lincoln since he's a right end. So, let's just say this. We'll go to the right end position. I am then going to write on wheel decide 1 to 25. I'm going to spin the wheel. Say I land on 5. I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Jermaine Pruitt, I will then go to that character and I'm going to boost him. I can edit his information. I'm going to boost him and boost his numbers good. And here's the one thing I'm going to let everybody know now. There is going to be one player in this entire draft that's going to be above a 90. I'm going to boost one player into the 90s. How high? I don't know yet. But there will be one hidden gem. He is going to be that major superstar guy that is going to be a 90 plus at draft time. Which position? Who knows? And he might not, again, he might not be the first guy, because like I just said, Pruitt's number 5. He could have been the 90. And he's going to be the 5th right end drafted before somebody lands him. You know, because you could land that gem in the 6th round for real life. So you never know who's going to land the guy. And they may not even get picked. That's the best part. And then when free agency rolls through and he gets thrown to the free agent wire, oh boy. So that makes it even more interesting. So I'm going to boost one guy into the 90s. I'm going to boost a handful of guys into the high to mid 80s. I want to add some quality players to the draft. and then let's just find out who can land them. I think it'll make things interesting. It's going to add some fun. I don't see nobody arguing and whining about it. So, but ladies and gentlemen, that is your waiver wire information. You got all the updates. It's the week 6 report. 2 o'clock tomorrow. Everybody has it to get me their information, and then we'll run through the free agent wire. But until then, DFL sits. If you want to go in here and go to my coach, fix your schemes, just gotta let me know. You want to go here, fix your depth chart, just let me know. It's your call. If you need to know your depth chart, get a hold of me. I can give you your depth chart. I'm not going to go through everybody's online. But that's it for now, ladies and gentlemen. The Week 6 report is done, and it is currently 3:24. That means I'll be back in 36 minutes with International Championship Wrestling. It is Storm. It's going to be absolutely off the hook. Callum, I see you. I'm going to be hitting you up here in just a moment, brother. So I thank you all for checking us out. Get involved in this league. Have some fun with this league. Be a part of this league. Join and become a player. If you want to wait until the season's over to become a rookie next year, that's fine. But stay involved. Get involved. Be involved. Let the owners know you're here so they can pick you up. Let's have some fun because I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying the wrestling we're doing. We're trying to strive and move forward. And guys, I'm trying to get this channel monetized. I guess that's how you say it. And I'm not going into too much details because it's not my child, but Ed's got a child that, you know, deals with some things. And if and when this channel starts making money, I want to see what we can do as far as making donations to children's hospitals, to animal life rescues, and that's what I want us to be about here. You know, I'm not using this channel to pay my damn bills. I use this channel to have some damn fun, and thanks to you guys who are part of this in ICW, I have a blast. So let's start giving back. Let's start helping people out, and do those things. I'm going to see if Ed and I can possibly do a 24-hour stream, because I believe there'll be one done in November again. And I always forget the name of the website, which kills me. But I'll have to talk to Twitch because I know he'll remember right off the top of his head. But we did it before. We did a 24-hour stream, and it was absolutely freaking nuts. And we took donations for a children's hospital out of Akron. So that's my goal, to try and do that again this year if they're doing it. And it's driving me crazy. I can't remember who the hell it was. Oh, man. Man, what the hell was it? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to look it up. Give me a second. I'm not very good with this. Extra Life. That's what it was. Extra Life. Yeah, Ed and I went live for 24 straight hours last year. I went live for 2 hours, go off the air. He would go live. He would go off the air. I would go live. And yeah, Extra Life. If you guys aren't familiar with Extra Life, look them up. I plan on trying to hook them back up with this channel and see if we can get a part of that again and try and get some donations for the children's hospital out of Akron. And the only reason why I do that is because Ed's child uses the Akron Children's Hospital, so we'll be donating to one of our own. For those of you who are not sure what I'm talking about, if you're a part of the ICW, his son that goes to Akron Children's Hospital is Bruiser Who in our wrestling game. So, you know, it'll be going to a great cause and going to one of our own family members here at the SLS Gaming Network. But anyway, I've rambled on enough. I'm getting out of here. I'll see you guys in about 30 minutes for International Championship Wrestling Storm. It's going to be absolutely a fun day, so I'm going to see you then. Later.